So, jetzt muss ich hier eine andere Entscheidung. So, okay. Hier hätten wir die Abzweigung. Hier links wäre halt für einen anderen Weg und hier wo jetzt den Weg, wo wir machen. Also ich interessiere mich mich sehr für deinen Traum, aber ich muss dich selbst drücken. Das ist meine Mission.
What a sterling example of dedication. In that case, I'll accompany you back to the police station first. We can discuss the issue of Watatsumi Island later.
Okay. Das heißt, bleibt doch nicht begrenzt auf Watatsumi und es geht ab nach Inozuma. Also, wir sind eigentlich in Inozuma, im Sinn von die Stadt. Zu der Teniro-Verwaltung genauer zu sein, natürlich. So. Und hier ändert sich dann schon vieles. So, unterhalte dich mit Sugi.
Oh, look who showed up. Hey Zo, you're finally back. Listen, if you took any longer to come back, everyone at the police station would be toast.
You say that every time I come back, Uesugi. However, something does feel a little unusual about the police station this time.
Come on, would I ever lie to you? Madame Kujo-Sara is here and she's on the warpath, so be on the lookout.
What's that lady doing here?
Doshin Shikanoin, I see you finally returned. Please, enlighten us. What have you been doing recently?
Okay. I was just out investigating a case.
Don't give me that. I checked the records here. You didn't take any cases.
Actually, it's a case of personal relevance to me. These two can attest to that.
Traveler? Paimon, what are you two doing here?
We're the ones who brought Hazel back.
Brought him back? Can someone please explain?
Well, Madame Kujo-Sara, because we couldn't locate Doshin Shikanoin, we commissioned Detective Ryuuji from the detective agency. Shortly after, Ryuuji returned to tell us, that he had given the commission to the Traveler, and then...
Ugh, it used to be that the Tenryo Commission assisted others with disappearances, but it seems these days others are now assisting us. You've done it this time, Shikanoin. I think I've really seen it all.
I mean, is it really so unusual for officers and citizens to assist one another?
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but it was definitely an investigation. He even pretended to be captured by Nobushi and treasure hoarders.
Oh? Is that so? Well, since you are testifying for him, I suppose I won't ask any more questions. But since you're here, I have an extra favor to ask. I'd like you to be Shikanoin's temporary supervisor. It'll be your duty to ensure that he handles his case properly, and that he doesn't disappear and neglect his work again. I'll be sure that the police station prepares the appropriate compensation.
Oh, yes, Traveler. I'm sure we'd all really appreciate it.
Hazel seems to be happy with the idea.
You should thank the Traveler this time, Doshin Shikanoin. Otherwise, I don't think I would have let you off so easily. Here, take this letter of complaint. It's written against you. Please consider carefully what to do with it. I do not wish to see another one. Understood?
Huh? Someone filed a complaint? That can't be right. Why would there be a complaint letter?
You must not be doing your job properly, and now you're attracting complaints.
No, it really doesn't add up. You two don't get it. Although Madame Kujo-Sara just made some harsh remarks, we all know that Heizo-senpai is a real whiz when it comes to cracking cases. He's the biggest asset in our team. Several leaders have risen through the ranks as a result of his achievements. He's definitely no slacker.
Then he must have gotten himself into some kind of trouble.
Well, let me see what's the deal here. Oh, and since you agreed to be my temporary supervisor, you'll find the desk where new case files are kept right over there. Would you mind helping me check what cases I need to deal with? Of course. But first, I have to confirm what's going on, and whether or not the letter's legit. Please, have a look at the case files first.
Okay, überprüfe die Dokumente. Okay. Der Hund namens Oriental Express verschwand mitten in der Nacht.
Give a dog such a strange name.
In einer Musiker taucht ein Musikgänger auf, der behauptet, er ist Stöhnfried sein. Laut Ermittlung scheint es, dass einige Kinder Eigentumsverluste erlitten haben, hauptsächlich Onikabuto, Cartoon, geniale Beschwörer und so weiter. Das ist definitiv Itos Gang.
Not him again.
Okay, ein paar Mal haben es auch kapiert. Und, oh Gott, über die Einverständniserklärung für die Schinken erklärt den Betrug. An die Polizeistation. Ein Auftrag Einverständnis bezüglich der Veranstaltung Schikon erklärt, den Betrug ist eingegangen. Nach der Überprüfung erteilen wir hiermit die Freigabe für die Organisierung der Veranstaltung, die von Sharkoon moderiert wird. Tennerverwaltung.
Tax fraud? What's that? Sounds interesting, whatever it is.
Das klingt wie ein Podcast irgendwie.
So, have you gone through the case files? Is there anything that caught your eye? That case should be easy enough. Just leave it to Uesugi. This complaint letter I received is more important. I was hoping I wouldn't have to drag you into this, but it's just occurred to me that with your help, I might be able to wrap up this problem.
Alright then, tell us about the complaint letter.
It's from Sango, the president of Bantan Sango Detective Agency. I assume you've met her before? You can say that. Sango's complaint letter accuses me of abusing my power for personal gain and blatantly concealing the truth behind the Ryuuji case from years ago. Seriously, do I really seem like the type of person who'd do that?
Concealing the truth? That definitely sounds like something you would do.
Hey, don't judge a book by its cover, alright? Let's just go to the detective agency and talk to Sango. We'll need to speak with her to get to the bottom of this.
Okay. Ich meine, da haben wir auch wahrscheinlich verschiedene Routen für Quests, also nicht nur Quests für Abzeugungen, wenn ich sage, diese Vierer-Entscheidungen. Also, hey, so ist definitiv ein anderes Ding, ey. Während die anderen Hangouts so ganz chillig waren, hey, so, ich pack hier alles raus hier. 4 Entscheidungen, fast direkt nur 3 Herzen. Schau, dass du zurechtkommst. Alter. So, hier wären wir.
Welcome back, Mr. Heizo. I'm glad you're all right.
Oh,
How about some
Jesus.
tonkatsu? You must have missed the taste of home after so long.
Maybe next time, Ryuuji. Seems like somebody's been expecting me. And I'm afraid they're only gonna be disappointed once again.
Well, look who it is. The great Detective Heizo. What nonsense were you talking about just now? I've been worried about you, you know. So much so that I took the trouble to write that heartfelt letter to the Tenryou Commission. Well, was it sufficiently flattering for you?
Uh-oh, they're at it again.
Let's not waste the traveler's time, Sango. Just tell me, what do you want?
Fine by me. My request is simple. Disclose all the details of the Ryuuji case. It's time you stop hiding the truth and let me investigate it thoroughly.
First of all, that case has already been solved. Second, I've disclosed everything the police station has on the case. And third...
Enough! You can only fool Ryuuji with that. If you don't want to cooperate, I can assure you that I will write more letters to the headquarters of the Tenryou Commission. I will not give up on this case.
Wait, hold on. Can someone please explain what's going on here? Paimon doesn't have a clue what you two are talking about.
All right, let me explain. Several years ago, a terrible murder took place in the police station. I was still working at the Tenryou Commission then, and the victim was actually my dear boss. Due to various factors, I was deemed to be the top suspect, which is why it's called the Ryuuji case. Also, Heizo wasn't a part of the police station back then. He was a detective at the agency.
which at the time was called the Bonton Sango and Heizo Detective Agency.
Huh? That's crazy! But, wait. Then why did Hazel leave?
After the incident, I was quickly convicted and sent to prison. Fortunately, Sango then promptly proved my innocence and caught the real murderer.
But that murderer was actually just a dummy to throw us off, am I right, Detective Shikanoin?
Sango thought that everything went smoothly, so much so that she suspected the real murderer was someone else. Of course, Detective Heizo was also helping with the investigation, but after a long time, he still came up empty-handed. Later on, he decided to join the police station to continue his investigation on the inside, which is why he left the detective agency.
Ha! That's what I thought too. I was foolish enough to believe that Detective Shikanoin and I shared a common goal. But I was wrong about him. He has no sense of loyalty at all. He just wanted to become an official as a means of gaining fame and fortune.
Come on, stop exaggerating. Let me set the record straight here. First, I joined the police station long after that murder case happened, and it had nothing to do with any inside investigation. That's just somebody's wishful thinking. Second, purely out of curiosity, I did investigate the case later from within the police station. My conclusion was that the suspect Sango had caught was in fact the real murderer. And lastly, when Sango didn't buy my conclusion and asked me to disclose all related case files from the police station, I did exactly as she asked. I didn't hide anything.
He's lying right through his teeth.
That's it. I want this to end once and for all. Since the Traveler's my supervisor today, they have complete access to all the police station's files. If she's willing to help re-examine the case and arrives at the same conclusion that I did, then you won't have to doubt me anymore.
Whoa. Huh?
Unless you don't trust the Traveler. Come on, say it.
It's not about whether the Traveler's trustworthy. I'm just wondering if you will interfere somehow.
The thought never even crossed my mind.
You have to swear that you will not mislead the Traveler by any means, and let her investigate the truth on her own.
No problem. Cross my heart, hope to die.
Well, Traveler, are you willing to help me with this? Will you agree to re-examine the Ryuuji case and find the truth? You can bill me later for however much you'd like as compensation.
Sango, really? However much they want?
Money is valuable, no doubt. But pursuing the truth is the reason I started this agency. The Ryuuji case is the only case I failed to solve. I am willing to give you anything. All right, I'm counting on you, Traveler. You hear that, Detective Shikanoin? Ha! Now we just need to wait and see.
All right, I got it. No need to keep yammering like that. You'll scare the kids next door. Come on, let's go back to the police station.
Okay. Also ein Mord an dem ehemaligen Polizeichef. Huh. Das ist definitiv krass. Jesus. Okay, geht zur Polizeistation und zurück. Hui. Also es wird wirklich immer brutaler sozusagen.
Alright, hang out here for a sec. I need to go to the archives to get the case files. For now, why don't you go and chat with Yuriki Owada over there? He worked on this case too back in the day. No, you misunderstand. It's not that I want you to look into this. It's just that you're the only one who can. You're the only one I can think of who Sango would ever believe. She trusts in both your qualities and abilities, so I hope your findings can finally convince her and put an end to this whole thing. Sure, she's just writing complaint letters for now, but who knows what she'll do in the future. Alright, I'll go get those case files. You go ahead and talk to Yuriki Owada for a while.
Okay, sprich mit Owada.
Oh, hello there. The Ryuuji Ryuuji case. Oh, so you want to reinvestigate that one? That was several years ago now, but I still remember it clearly. It's pretty hard to forget something like that. Especially when the victim was the head of this police station. His name was Takatsukasa Isamu, the younger brother of Takatsukasa Susumu, head of the Takatsukasa clan. He was really one of a kind. Decisive, brave, and smart. He was much younger than me, and already had quite a reputation. I'm sure he would have gone far in the Tenryou Commission, if only he was still alive. What a shame. Who would have guessed someone was plotting against him? People will believe anything they hear. Everyone in the police station knew that Ryuuji saw Takatsukasa Isamu like a father. Ryuuji was an orphan, you know. Before he joined the station, he had been taking odd jobs here and there. It was Isamu who really took him under his wing. Ryuuji was simple and not particularly bright, but he was very loyal to those who treated him well. He's also hardworking. Isamu must have seen these qualities in him and decided to keep Ryuuji by his side. Ryuuji worked with him for years after that, and was even promoted to be his personal assistant. Do you really think Ryuuji would do anything to harm him?
So, then why was Ryuuji convicted? Even Paimon can tell that's a mistake.
Well, here comes the interesting part of the case. Within a week, and before all the loose ends had even been tied up, Ryuuji received his conviction. Moreover, it was signed by Madame Kujo-Sara.
What? Why would Sara do something like that?
I'm getting older now, and my eyesight is poor. I can't see too clearly anymore.
Hey, come on, Yoriki Owada, there's nothing to see. It's obvious that the Kujo clan did it.
You can't just go around saying things like that, Wisuki. Those were just hearsay. There was no evidence.
That's not true. Traveler, you may be unaware that the Takatsukasa clan has always been assisting the Kujo clan in the Tenryou Commission. But who doesn't want to be the boss, right? And Takatsukasa Isamu was the key figure for the Takatsukasa clan to bring down the Kujo clan. At that time, no one was held in higher regard than Isamu. So, naturally, the Kujo clan saw him as a potential threat. Kujo Takayuki must have been planning it all along, that rascal. Takayuki is able to control the Takatsukasa clan as long as he's in power. But by the time he retires, Isamu would have been at the apex of his political power, while Masahito and Kamaji of the Kujo clan would still have been too young. The two of them wouldn't stand a chance against Isamu. You think Kujo Takayuki would simply sit back while Isamu gained traction? So he decided to strike first.
You youngsters and your conspiracy theories.
No, it's true. It's the only way to explain it. Otherwise, why would an impartial person like Madame Kujo-Sara sign Ryuji's conviction so quickly? They had to find a scapegoat to pacify the Takatsukasa clan, so Kujo Takayuki must have told her to sign it immediately. I'm not accusing Madame Kujo-Sara of anything, mind you. I respect her very much, but maybe she had no other choice.
What do you know? I'm sure Madame Kujo-Sara must have had her own reasons. The guy was a forensic expert who worked in the station named Shiroyama. I have to admit, he wasn't easy to track down. That Sango really is something, though. She caught him without even breaking a sweat. It turned out that after poisoning Isamu, Shiroyama secretly took the poison to Ryuji's place in order to frame him. Later on, the poison was also found in the forensic office, but that was already after Shiroyama's death. He confessed everything in a testament.
That's right. He hung himself in the forensic office not long after Sango was on his trail. Probably because he knew it was only a matter of time before he would be caught. Of course, he didn't admit whether he had been prompted by Kujo Takayuki. He took the responsibility alone. I bet Kujo Takayuki promised him a sizable compensation. After all, Shiroyama had a family to feed.
There you go again, pulling conclusions out of thin air. There wasn't any evidence of that at all.
Listen, I can almost guarantee that it was the Takatsukasa clan who invited Sango to investigate. We all knew that Ryuuji was just a scapegoat. You think the Takatsukasa clan wouldn't figure that out? They're not stupid. So, they were suspicious of the Kujo clan and invited Sango to take the case. However, the Kujo clan were still a step ahead and were able to remove themselves from the situation before the whole thing blew up. They drove Shirayama to take all the blame as well as his own life. A perfectly clean cut for the Kujo clan. With Shirayama dead, there was no one left to testify. Even the Electro Archon herself wouldn't be able to do anything.
You make up stuff faster than a politician. It's a wonder nobody's asked you to be an advisor yet.
Hey, that's their loss.
The whole thing is starting to sound complicated.
Hey, I brought the files. I bet you got quite an earful just now, huh? But don't believe everything they say. After all, people can tell you anything, and it's hard to separate truth from rumors without facts. So what really matters is the case files. Everything laid out here is all that the police station has about the case. Please, take a look. Remember, you may find many clues during an investigation, but not all of them are useful. And in some cases, the clues you will find will not only be useless, but downright misleading. Also, if a clue cannot corroborate anything on its own, you can always compare it with other clues, and maybe then you'll find what you're looking for. Okay, that should just about do it. I'm looking forward to your results.
Hold on. What actually counts as a result?
Usually, you need to find two things from these clues: a proven motive and proven means. Once you can confirm these two things, the criminal can be proven guilty. All right, you can go ahead and get started now. I look forward to hearing your verdict.
Oh. Ui.
So, what did you find? Have you come to a conclusion? Sure. Let me know once you've made some progress.
Okay. Ui. Der verstorbene Zahner ist Alter 41, Beruf Polizeichef. Zum Zeitpunkt des Todes war die Kleidung intakt. Es gab kein Trauma auf der Körperoberfläche, keine Anzeichen von Kämpfen. Der Hals hatte Blutandrang und war geschwollen, was durch Erkältung zu seiner Lebzeit verursacht wurde. Es gab lokale Geschwüre im Magen und Darm, die durch eine neue Art von Gift verursacht wurden. Das Gift wurde in Magen und Darminhalt gefunden. Magen und Darminhalt unverdaute weicher Reis. Eine kleine Menge an Fischleberpaste blieb zurück. Hauptbestandteil dieser Eine kleine Menge an Erkältungsabkochung blieb zurück, die eine große Menge an Säuren, Fruchten und Gemüseextrakten enthält. So. Es handelt sich um ein spezielles Medikament, das von der Gerichtsmedizin hergestellt wurde. Es wurde eine kleine Menge neuartiger Giftrückstände gefunden. Nach der Extraktion und der Analyse wurde es herausgestellt, dass das Gift genau dasselbe ist, das bei Ryuuji und Shiroma zu Hause gefunden wurde. Zur Ursache Bauchschleimhautläsion sowie Atem- und Kreislaufversagen durch neuartiges Gift.
Yikes. He ate all kinds of stuff.
Ja. Okay, ruhiges Geständnis. Eine Woche vor dem Vorfall erkrankte Herr Tsukadas Isamu an einer Erkältung und verlor seinen Appetit. Er hat nur etwas weichen Reis gegessen und seit langem eine spezielle Erkältungsabkochung getrunken. Am Abend vor dem Vorfall ging es dem Chef wegen der Erkältung immer noch nicht besser. Trotzdem beschäftigte er sich weiter mit der Arbeit. Ich mache mir Sorgen um seine Gesundheit. Ich bat Dr. Shiroma um Ratschläge für Nahrungsergänzungsmittel, als er die Abkochung mitbrachte. Dr. Shiroma schlug mir eine Fischleberpaste vor und sagte, dass sie die körperlichen Abwehrkräfte verbessern könnte. Ich ging also zur Gerichtsmedizin, um etwas davon Wissenschaft zu holen. Am nächsten Tag, Herr Sakusa war so nett zu mir. Ich schwöre, ich habe ihm nie so etwas getan.
Come to think of it, Shiroyama was a forensic doctor. He could easily pull off something like this.
Ja. Also dieser Gerichtsmediziner halt schon mal im Fokus. Hoppla. So. Sakazu wurde von mir tödlich vergiftet. Ich habe Gift in seinen Abkochung eingemischt. Dieser Typ ist nach außen hin tugendhaft, aber insgesamt wies es mich an, ein neuartiges Gift für ihn zu finden, um allen Stehenden loszuwerden, die sich ihm widersetzen. Er drohte mir auch mit falschen Anschuldigungen, mich ins Gefängnis zu schicken, wenn ich seine Wünsche nicht erfülle. Er erpresst mich sogar durch Bedrohung von meiner Familie. Ich hatte keine andere Wahl, als mit ihm einer von der internationalen Handelsvereinigung gekauften neuartigen Gift zu vergiften. Um mich selbst zu schützen, habe ich danach meinen Kollegen Ryuuji die Schuld gegeben. Jetzt ist es nur eine Frage der Zeit, bis dieser Detektiv alles herausfindet. Ich weiß, dass ich einen großen Fehler gemacht habe und ich kann die Konsequenzen nicht vermeiden. Ich muss also sterben. Ich bitte nur, dass alles keine Auswirkungen auf meine Familie haben wird.
Hey, this is the key to proving that Shiroyama was the murderer, right? That is, if he was telling the truth, of course.
Und Sakura Isomansonarisch. Okay. Nach einem Vergleich der Handschrift auf den Zettelchen mit Shiroyamas Abschiedsbrief stellt sich heraus, dass das Zettelchen von dem verstorbenen Sakura Isamu hinterlassen wurde. Shiroma, ich habe dich lange nicht gesehen. Was ist mit den Dingen, die ich brauche? Ich wollte zu dir nach Hause kommen, leider warst du nicht da, aber deine Frau hat mich herzlich empfangen. Sie ist wirklich eine gute Frau und passt perfekt zu dir. Das Kind von euch ist jetzt 4 oder 5 Monate alt, richtig? Es ist ungefähr so alt wie mein Kind. Was für ein Zufall. Ich bin extra zurückgegangen, um ein paar Nahrungsergänzungsmittel zu holen. Ich habe sie selbst damit gefüttert. Sie war sehr dankbar. Willst du mir auch danken? Dann lass mich nicht so lange warten.
Tsukasa Isamu seems like a thoughtful person, but something about the tone sounds weird.
Oh, ich habe keine Ahnung, Alter. Urteilsbrief zu verdächtigen Ryuuji. Ryuuji, Alter 20, Beruf, Dojin in der Polizei, Verhältnis zu dem verstorbenen Sakura Izu, Untergebener. Wegen des Konflikts mit seinem Vater Sakura Izuma bei der Arbeit ärgerte er sich und kaufte heimlich eine Flasche Spezialgift, ein verübten Mordaussatz. Unverbrauchtes Gift wurde später im Haus des verdächtigen Ryuuji gefunden. Der Verdächtigte ermordete Bösewichts-Opfer Ryuuji bis zu weiteren Urteilen vorübergehend inhaftiert. Dieses Urteil wird in die Akten eingetragen. Unterzeichner Kujosara.
Ryuji's conviction really was signed by Kujosara. But now we know she had it wrong.
Also Ryuuji selbst ist ja nicht, das ist ja sicher, aber wer ist denn der unter Urteilsbrief des verdächtigen Shiro? Alter 22, Beruf Gerichtsmedizin in der Polizei, Verhältnis zu dem verstorbenen Sakura Izum Untergebener. Wegen des Konflikts mit seinem Chef bei der Arbeit ärgert sich
So Shiroyama's conviction was also signed by Kujosara, just like Ryuji's.
Da stimmt was nicht. Das war genau das gleiche gerade. Giftuntersuchungsbericht. Die Analyse des Gifts, das Tsukasa Izumus Tod verursacht hat, ist wie folgt. Geruch und geschmacklos, chemisch stabil, wasserlöslich, unlöslich in anderen Substanzen. Eigenschaften von synthetischen Giften, weißes cremiges Pulver, im Normalzustand vorläufiger Name raureif. Die Polizei hat die Rechnungsbücher aller Handelskammern in der Region überprüft und keine Umlaufnachweise für solche Artikel gefunden.
A synthetic toxin? What's that?
Hoppla. Keine Ahnung, was damit gemeint ist, Paimon. So, Forschungsprotokoll der Gerichtsmedizin. Völlig leer. Einige Seiten scheinen abgerissen zu sein. Oh.
That's weird. There's nothing here. This must be some of the false information that Hazel told us to look out for.
Hm.
So, what did you find? Really? You found the criminal's motive and means that quickly? Awesome. All right, let's talk about the motive first. What clue reveals the criminal's motive?
Oh wow, ja komm. Das ist unfair. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, was für ein Dokument was beinhaltet. Ich weiß die Information noch. Oh Gott. Boah, Alter.
Excellent work. According to the victim's message, the two had deep conflicts. Although we cannot confirm whether the poison had been requested by the victim or not, it is true that Isamu used Shiroyama's family to blackmail him. Such circumstances could be enough motive for Shiroyama to commit the crime.
But wasn't Takase Isamu good to Shirayama? He even went to Shirayama's house to bring health supplements. But maybe he didn't really bring health supplements. Maybe it was something bad.
Is that what you think, Paimon? Well, we later found out that what Takatsukasa Isamu sent to Shiroyama's house was indeed health supplements. But if you consider the circumstances, what he sent wasn't important. What was important is that sending the supplements was actually a dangerous signal. Isamu was essentially implying, I can put anything in your wife's supplements at any time. If you really care about her safety, then get me what I want.
So scary! Your assumption sounds like a real threat. You're not really that dark inside, are you?
You don't really catch criminals by standing in the light, do you? Basically, these two clues work to verify each other, and the murderer's motive is confirmed. Now, all that's left is the means of the crime. Next, which clue confirms the criminal's means? So, what did you find?
Oh
Have you come
god.
to a conclusion?
Oh,
Bingo! The autopsy report confirms that the cause of death was a special toxin. The testament indicates that Shiroyama used his position as a forensic expert to mix the toxin into the cold medicine taken by the deceased. But is that really the truth? Is it not possible that the toxin was mixed into the fish liver paste? Well, according to the toxicology report, this white powder only dissolves in water. Neither rice nor the fish liver paste could be used as a carrier of the toxin. The cold medicine was the only option. Putting the poison elsewhere would not only fail to guarantee a lethal dose, but would also increase the chance of it being noticed by the deceased. Therefore, the means is also confirmed.
Add that to the motive for the crime and... Whoa! So the murderer really was Shiroyama!
Yep, pretty clear cut, wouldn't you say? Look, I really don't know what Sango is so suspicious about.
Yeah, it's pretty clear cut. Huh. You could say it's almost too clear cut.
Oh? Well, let's hear them. Maybe I have answers. What's bugging you?
So,
Very nice. Top marks for attention to detail. It doesn't have any real bearing on the case, but let me explain how that works for you. So, why would Madame Kujo-Sara sign one conviction sentencing Ryuuji to temporary incarceration awaiting trial, and another conviction sentencing Shiroyama to death? You may have heard some rumors back at the station that when this case first came up, the Kujo clan higher-ups were in dire need of a scapegoat to keep the Takatsukasa clan off their backs. And poor Ryuuji became the successful candidate. In less than a week, the conviction was drafted, sent to Madame Kujo-Sara, and signed. Allegedly, she knew what it was about as soon as she saw it, and signed it with no questions asked. But anyone who buys this story clearly doesn't know that much about Madame Kujo-Sara. She's the most principled person in the entire Tenryou Commission, for goodness sake. So, how would she respond to a case filled with unanswered questions and no confession from the suspect?
Oh, you mean...
Exactly. Before she signed it, she changed Ryuji's conviction from the death sentence to temporary incarceration. Ryuji escaped a disastrous fate without ever realizing it. Had Madame Kujo-Sara not changed his sentence, Sango would have been seeking justice for a dead man.
Why was Sara so lenient with Ryuji?
That's the wrong question. This wasn't about Ryuuji, but Madame Kujo-Sara's principles. The conviction could have been for a Ryuuji, a Guji, heck, even a Tanuki, and she would have made the same decision. Given the enormous pressure she was under at the time, I'd say she did the most she could. Don't you think?
Pressure? Really? Was someone higher up putting pressure on Sara?
The pressure came from all sides. The deceased was the leader of the police station and the rising star of the Takatsukasa clan. All eyes were on this case. How this became reduced to the unimaginative rumor that Madame Kujo-Sara convicted Ryuuji under pressure from her superiors, I have no idea.
Ugh. Rumors here, conspiracy theories there. Ugh. Lies at every turn.
Fortunately, Madame Kujo-Sara works in an open and transparent manner, and pays no heed to rumors like this. She just rolls her eyes and forgets all about them. Just because she has never publicly clarified the truth doesn't mean she was hiding anything. So when I asked her about it, saying it was relevant to a case I was working on, she just told me how it was. Believe me, in this case, more than any other, I have checked every last detail. Maybe the report was wrong. The International Trade Association is a gathering place for merchants from all over. Countless merchants pass through the port of Rito every day. It's natural for there to be a couple of missing records here or there. This also puzzles me. Maybe someone doesn't want us being privy to the content inside, or maybe Shirayama tore a bunch of pages out by accident. But regardless, this isn't essential to the case. Like I said before, a lot of what comes up in an investigation is irrelevant information. The crucial elements are Shirayama's motive and means, which we have established. Well, I've answered all your lingering questions, and you've checked all the material the police station has, so what do you think? Case closed?
Paimon still feels like something doesn't add up. But then again, Heizo did give us all the files the police station had. Ugh, this is annoying.
I don't follow. Enlighten me.
Right! Why do you keep emphasizing police station every single time?
You tell me. Why do I keep emphasizing police station every time? So we're finally here, huh? I was starting to think our investigation was about to end a little early. That would have been a real shame. And alive, you finally saw through my little game. You're absolutely right. There is other information that the police station doesn't have. Reason being? It's my own evidence. And this evidence should help answer a couple of your questions more clearly. Why was the research log from the Office of Forensic Science blank? And where did the white powder come from?
Aha! Paimon knew you were keeping secrets!
Don't you have secrets too?
No. Nope. Definitely not.
Let's talk somewhere else. This isn't the best place for this discussion.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Oi, 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 Spiel, komm mal unter Spiel. Oh, wow, wow. Jetzt ist es komplett gefroren. Ich weiß nicht, was das Spiel hat. Aber es gibt, ich glaube, es ist komplett gefreezed. Kleiner Cut. So, da wären wir. Ich habe ein bisschen mit den Einstellungen gespielt. Jetzt hoffentlich leckt es nicht mehr so. Also es ist wirklich schlimm gerade. Jesus.
This is a quiet spot. Let's talk here. All right. Here's the secret I've been keeping all along. The torn out pages from the research log of the Office of Forensic Science.
Great! But Paimon can't believe you kept this a secret all this time!
It's not like you think. I wasn't the one who tore out the pages. Look, just read it over first.
Seit aus dem Forschungsprotokoll der Gerichtsmedizin, die aus der Dermafrot gewonnenen Säurenährstoffe wurden mit der aus der Fischleber gewonnenen Ölpaste vermischt und extrahiert, sodass eine weiße cremige Substanz entstand. Waldschweine, die mit dieser weißen cremigen Substanz gefuttert wurden, entwickelten nach und nach verätzte Schleimhäute sowie Atemversagen und starben innerhalb einer Woche. Die Dämmerfrüchte wurden durch Fruchtsaftkonzentrat und die Fischleber durch eine hochkonzentrierte klare Fischleberpaste ersetzt und die obige Mischung wurde extrahiert, wobei eine große Menge weiße cremige Substanz entstand. Nachdem die Waldschweine mit dieser Dosis gefüttert wurden, starben sie innerhalb von weniger Stunden. Eine detaillierte Analyse der tödlichen Dosis ist auf der letzten Seite beigefügt. Forscher Shiroma. Huh.
Finished? Do you see now? The method used by the perpetrator to commit his crime wasn't by putting the white powder in the cold medicine. Oh, wait, what? Where'd you conjure that answer up from? Try again.
Hä?
That's correct. The white powder was Shiroyama's invention. As a forensic doctor, he provided a special cold medicine for Takatsukasa Isamu. The autopsy report showed that this medicine contained a high volume of acidic fruit and vegetable extracts. Then, he tricked Ryuuji into sending fish liver paste to Takatsukasa Isamu. When the two substances were taken together, a toxic dose of the substance formed in his body. This is the real modus operandi.
Oh, that's awful! One was medicine, and the other was an expensive nutritional supplement. Both completely harmless.
True, both are harmless on their own, but when combined, poof, that's it. It was not him who wanted to hide it, but the person pulling the strings behind him.
Huh. You mean there was someone else pulling the strings?
Aren't you curious where I found these pages from the research log? It
Doch.
was in Kujo Takayuki's secret warehouse. After I found the missing pages, I did some digging around and found out that Shiroyama had worked for Kujo Takayuki before joining the police station. The Kujo clan secretly provided Shiroyama with funds to study forensic science. I guess you could say that Kujo Takayuki's investment paid dividends in this case. Of course, I had only learned all of this after the Vision Hunt decree came to an end. Kujo Takayuki had lost his grip on power, and the Tenryou Commission was undergoing a general reshuffle. To avoid coming under suspicion, Madame Kujo Sara put me in charge of building a case against Kujo Takayuki. I found a huge stash of fish liver paste in his secret warehouse. Nothing hugely incriminating about that, of course, but I still took the trouble to open each and every package until finally, I had to concede that this really was just a huge stash of fish liver paste. But then, underneath the floor tiles, where the fish liver paste was stacked, I found a secret compartment with this torn-off research report lying inside.
So it was him who wanted to frame Ryuuji all along. What a nasty piece of work.
Let's review the whole case from the top. First, Takatsukasa Isamu, for whatever reason, noticed Shiroyama's talent as a forensic doctor and asked him to develop a special poison on his behalf. But Shiroyama was already working for the Kujo clan, so he refused. Takatsukasa Isamu wasn't about to take no for an answer, and that's where things took a dark turn. He twisted Shiroyama's arm by making a veiled threat to harm his family. All Shiroyama could do was to secretly report everything to Kujo Takayuki. When Takayuki learned what was happening, he instructed Shiroyama to pretend to cooperate with Takatsukasa Isamu, then kill the latter with the white powder once it was fully developed. Meanwhile, Ryuji's only role in this case was to deliver the fish liver paste to Takatsukasa Isamu on Shiroyama's orders, completely unaware of the fact that he was being used as a pawn and that this was a key ingredient needed to create the poison. After the incident, Kujo Takayuki hoped to make Ryuji the fall guy, until the death sentence was stalled when it reached Madame Kujo Sara. In the meantime, Sango had begun her own investigation. Kujo Takayuki grew nervous that the truth would get out, so he threw Shiroyama to the wolves, hounding him to death and erasing all traces of contact between the two. And yet, he wanted to keep this secret formula, so he hid it. Greedy guy, that Takayuki. He must have wanted to have it on hand just in case he needed to employ it again in the future and make someone else disappear.
This Kujo Takayuki is an evil lunatic! We've got to report this to A. Whatever his current punishment is, it needs to be 10 times worse!
That would be practically impossible. One research log found in his warehouse doesn't prove anything. Even I can think of 100 excuses. Besides, Ryuuji directly contributed to Takatsukasa Isamu's death by delivering the fish liver paste to him. The fact that he was unaware of the true nature of the situation doesn't matter.
But he's still innocent, right? Isn't it just a coincidence? Paimon really doesn't get how the law works.
Legally speaking, the judge would most likely rule that it was accidental. But in practice, Ryuuji may still have to end up shouldering some responsibility.
So basically, you've been hiding the truth all this time to protect Ryuuji.
Mental trauma doesn't heal as easily as physical wounds. My biggest worry is that Ryuuji would struggle to cope if he knew the truth. He's like an innocent child. He freely gives his trust and his love to everyone that treats him well. That's why he thought of Takatsukasa Isamu as a father figure. I'm pretty sure that to this day, he has never paused to wonder whether Takatsukasa Isamu was actually a good person, or if Sango just hired him as a gopher, or why I left the detective agency. If he found out the facts about Takatsukasa Isamu, I'm afraid it would crush him. Well, as you can see, I'm a little less confident than people might think. To prevent Ryuuji from getting hurt, I covered up the truth. But by doing so, have I held him back? Did I do the right thing? I couldn't turn to anyone for help, and everyone around me thinks I'm so smart that I should just be able to handle every case on my own. Even if I tried to discuss it with them, they'd just say, "Don't be ridiculous, Mr. Heizo, no problem's too difficult for you." But you're different. Unlike them, you don't have that kind of prejudice towards me. You've traveled far and wide and have had all kinds of experiences. It must have taught you a lot. Most importantly, my intuition tells me that you're someone special, that I can trust you and that you can help me. Right? So, I'd like you to be the one to decide whether we should expose the truth or not. Oh, you don't need to tell me what you decide, and you certainly don't need to decide right now. Let's just say I'm leaving this teensy tiny matter up to you. All right, let's head back to the detective agency. You can mull it over on the way. Once you've made up your mind, just tell Ryuuji and Sango your verdict.
Okay, das heißt, er hat dieses Gift versteckt, dieser Drahtzieher, und wollte damit wahrscheinlich selbst irgendwann davon profitieren und keiner anderes Rezept lassen und herausfinden lassen, dass er eigentlich schuldig ist für dieses ganze Chaos. Oi.
Hey, Traveler. Hey, Detective Heizo. You're back already, huh? I bet you're tired. Well, I just bought some tonkatsu. Care to join me? There's plenty for everyone.
We'd love to! But wouldn't you like to hear the results of our investigation first?
No matter what you were able to find, it's all in the past and won't ever change. So I think we'd better chow down first. Besides, if Sango's not happy with the results, we might not have anything to eat later.
Come on, Ryuuji, pipe down. Let's hear the Traveler's conclusion first.
Okay then. Over to you, Heizo and Traveler.
Don't worry, just tell us your findings. Everyone trusts you, as do I.
Das ist eine Entscheidung.
Well, what do you know? I suspected that was the case. Please rest in peace, Master Takatsukasa.
No, impossible! Traveler, are you sure you checked every last file carefully? Ugh! No, you little chicken-knowing Hazo! You didn't pull any shenanigans on the Traveler, did you?
Songo, no accusations without evidence, remember?
The truth is out and the case is closed, Songo. Please don't send any more of your harassment letters to the Tenryo Commission. Well, I really owe it to you, Traveler. I'll be sure to properly thank you later. Until then, see ya.
Hey! You're not going anywhere!
Es gibt ein Geheimnis, nur wir kennen es. Okay. Und wir können dann hier direkt, nicht hier. So. Legendenauftrag haben wir den zweiten Ausgang. Oh Gott, Alter, diese Quest jetzt zieht sich. Jesus. Da kann man einen anderen Weg anschlagen. Hier, keine Antwort. So. Und dann. So.
So I think we'd better chow down first. Besides,
So.
Come on, Ryuuji, pipe down. Let's hear the trap.
Don't worry.
So. Jetzt jetzt die ganze Weile über den Ryuuji-Fall.
But how? How could this be?
Huh. So that's what really happened?
Ryuuji, I know it's hard to accept, but...
Wait a minute. Sorry, I have quite the stomachache. Songo, can I take the day off?
Sure, of course. Take the week if you need it.
Oh, Paimon hopes Ryuuji will be okay.
I didn't expect things to turn out like this.
Just give him some time to himself. I think he'll eventually come to accept it.
I'm still a little worried, though. What if he doesn't come to work tomorrow?
Then we'll go to him. Don't you worry about that, Songo. You need some time to process all of this too.
Warte bis zum nächsten Morgen, 8 bis 12 Uhr. Oh, okay, es geht sogar direkt weiter. Okay, das heißt, das zieht sich noch. Bis zum nächsten Morgen. Also bis hier dann. So.
Ah, you're here. Don't worry. Ryuuji came earlier this morning. I guess he can handle a lot more than I had thought. I was honestly worried he'd suffer a breakdown. But as of today, it seems he'll be fine. He went over to Natsuke Nogen Crafts to buy something.
Let's go find him then. Shall we?
Before you go, Hazo, I kind of understand now what you meant when you left.
Oh, really? I'm happy to hear you say that. All right, time to find Ryuuji.
Okay, dann machen wir uns mal auf die Suche nach ihm. So, ich bin mal gespannt auf die andere Route noch mit den zwei letzten Endings, ob die auch sich so lange zieht. Bin wirklich gespannt. Okay, da ist Ryuuji.
There's Ryuuji with a little kid too.
Das hat keiner gesehen.
Is he buying our toys?
Vielleicht.
Uncle Ryuuji, was my daddy handsome? I've never seen what he looked like.
Of course. Takatsukasa Isamu was a very handsome man. Also, it's not uncle. Call me brother.
But you look so old.
Well, I'm still your brother.
Huh? How come?
Because he treated me like a son.
Huh? Who are you guys?
We're friends with your big brother Ryuuji, and with your father too.
Oh, really? Yay! I've met loads of my daddy's friends today. Can you tell me some stories about him? I really want to hear them.
Sure. Why, I know enough stories about your old man that if I started talking now, you'd be all grown up before I finished them.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I don't want to grow up too soon then. Maybe when I'm 100. No, 200 years old. No, 300 years old. Yep, I'm gonna wait until I'm 300 years old before I become a grown-up, so that I can make sure I finish all the stories first.
No, bleiben wir dabei. Die Prinzipien des berühmten Detektivs. Was am wichtigsten ist, liegt immer jenseits der Wahrheit. Das ist so süß, dass er mit dem Kind von dem Verstorbenen spielt und der Onkel sozusagen ist. Oh, wie süß. Okay, damit hätten wir... Oh, Alter, wenn ich sehe, wie lange das zieht. Ach du heilige Schande. Jetzt hätten wir nur noch die Mitte übrig. Aber das halten wir jetzt für die nächste Folge, weil das hier hat wahrscheinlich auch wieder so 50 Minuten irgendwas. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Oh Gott. Oh, es ist so lange. Aber ja. Ich danke euch fürs Zuschauen von dieser Folge. Seit langem mal wieder eine Verabschiedung, nicht am Ende von einer Quest selbst. Weil das mache ich ja meistens immer so. Ich nehme es komplett auf, teile es dann in 3 oder 4 Teile. Hier wahrscheinlich 4 oder so, ich weiß nicht. Vielleicht auch 3, ich weiß nicht. Und dann erst wenn wir komplett fertig sind im Auftrag, mache ich immer eine Verabschiedung. Ja, sonst wird immer mitten im Auftrag geschnitten, ja. Aber ja, so. Dann sehen wir uns bei der nächsten Folge, wo wir dann Hazos Auftrag abschließen. Wahrscheinlich noch eine gute 3/4 Stunde dran sind, weil es so richtig lange zieht. Vielleicht ist es auch kürzer, wer weiß. Vielleicht kommt hier einfach nur ein Cut und dann geht's einfach weiter. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Aber ja, dann danke fürs Zuschauen, wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Video. Tschüss.